Hello YouTube, it's Wendy, and today we are going to do a craft room tour. So follow me into the craft room. So this is my little space in the world. This is my craft room. It is also a guest bedroom. So we are actually having company today, and so I have, the bed made up and everything ready to go and everything's clean. So I'm like, oh, this would be a great time to do a craft room tour. I've had several people ask me about it because when we first moved in here, I did a craft room tour, but as you all know, when you start using a space, things change and you reorganize things, you redo things, and so yeah, this is definitely going to be a lot different than I've changed a lot of things around. So anyway, first of all, this is how I store my jewelry that is already made up. So these are some little rack thingies that I bought at a garage sale actually, but they are perfect for hanging my necklaces and bracelets that are already made and tagged, uploaded to the website, and ready for someone to buy them, hopefully. So that's how I store those. I just hang them on the wall. When I go to a craft room or craft show, I take them all down and take them with me. But they hang there, that way they're not tangled and they're just kind of out of the way. So that is all of my jewelry that's made up. It's not earrings. I have a whole bucket of earrings. I'll show you those in a minute. But this is necklaces and bracelets. Okay? And then there's the bed. And there's the Bible and the planner and the extra blanket. And then over here we have a pegboard. And Chris hung this for me. And this is just, I love it. It's wonderful. So I took a dowel rod and some little clips, and I hung all of my stringing stuff up. All the fire line is up here, and it hangs on that dowel. It's really easy to get off when I need to get it down. These are some little buckets that I have here for just odds and ends. There's the hand drill in there, and its bits. I have reading glasses here, which need to go over here. This is a little bucket that I have a bunch of die cut earring findings in that I need to do something with them, like bead them or put some crystals on them, but there's a whole bunch of those in there. Paintbrushes, screwdrivers, hammer, all the necessary tools. The scraper is to scrape glue and stuff off my glass on my table. There is a basket that holds tools that I don't use very often, along with like my cutter, macrame board, bead board, just anything flat that'll fit in there. There's a paper towels, which are definitely a necessity, and then here are my beading or jewelry tools, ring mandrel, flashlight in case the power goes out, scissors. So the pegboard has been invaluable. I really like it. It gets so much stuff up off the countertop and out of the way. Stuff that I don't use real often. Now the stuff that I'm using all the time, I want right at my fingertips. So that's where all this stuff comes in. These are the Harbor Freight boxes that have the 24 little boxes inside of them that I reviewed. These are fantastic. I absolutely love them and have switched almost completely over to them. They're just fabulous for storing. Like, you open this up here and you've got your seed beads, all 11O seed beads, each in their own little container. You can pull them out if you want. You can take them with you. You can take the whole thing with you if you want, but yeah, these boxes are invaluable. I have them labeled, all except this new one. I haven't got a label on it yet, but 11 O's, 8 O's, and then I don't have my 6 O's done yet just because I haven't been able to buy enough boxes. So, eventually I will get the 6 O's transferred. Whoops, I just about dropped you guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, well, you know me, I don't edit my videos, and I know you get great enjoyment out of my clumsiness. So people tell me it's great entertainment. So yeah, I'm not editing anything, just for your pure enjoyment. And then, like I've got miscellaneous stuff in that one, bead caps, spacers, 15 O's. These are gemstone beads. I'm telling you, I love these boxes so much. They're just amazing. So that's how I store a lot of small things. Down here is a shelf. That's my 6-O's. They're in right now. They're all in the little boxes. For some reason, I don't have enough boxes to put all the little boxes in. And I don't know how that happens, but somehow it did. So I've got a bunch of these little boxes left and not enough big boxes to put them in. But all of the seed beads, 6-O seed beads, my mom got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. And it's very handy. It has all these, this is like a whole strip. They're all hooked together. And you can't put small beads in here, like teeny tiny ones, because when you open these up, they go down in this thing, and it's really hard to get them out and get this closed back. But the 6-O's aren't bad for that. So they're all in here, the ones that'll fit. And then this is, I've only got one of these containers. So this, and then that tray with the rest of them. So one day, they'll get put in the Harbor Freight boxes, but right now, that's where they stay. And I use 6-O's, but I don't use them like tons, so I don't have them out on the counter. And then down on the next shelf is my iron, my little mini iron, my bead spinner, and my loom. And then on the bottom shelf are a bunch of little notebooks. So that's that. Then, if we pull the chair out, we've got this shelf down here. And here, I have more of the Harbor Freight boxes labeled with things. Like you've got delicas there, you've got crystals and rhinestones, bugle beads, 2-hole beads, drops and briolets, and leaves and flowers. Let me turn this fan off. Okay, now it's probably easier to hear me. There I have beading mats. That is a piece of fabric that I bought from Joann's that actually it's actually a yard, and it is perfect. It's the perfect material for beading. It's just like a bead mat, and I have a whole yard of it, so I can stretch it out all across my table or wherever I want it to go. Down here's my die cutting machine and all my die cutting accessories. These boxes right here, whoops, these are extra things that I'm putting together for giveaways, like, you know, beads that I don't use or beads that I have tons of. I put extras in there, or some stringing materials that I probably won't use, that kind of thing. Under here is jewelry that needs finished, like these starfish necklaces need to be hung on pendants. I've got some tassels in here that I made that need to be hung and beaded. So just stuff like that. Things that are unfinished that I need to work on are in there. That little container down there, I think has like resin inclusions in it. I don't know. I haven't been under there in a long time, so I'm not sure about that one. Huge trash can under here. Whoops, looks like I missed the tissue. And a fan, because it is daggone hot here in North Carolina, and I keep that blowing on my feet. Then we've got Alexa back there, and she turns all the lights on. I'm telling you, Chris has our house powered up like the Jetsons. So I can go, Alexa, turn bead off.
Okay.
Everything goes off. Alexa, turn bead on.
Okay.
And it all comes back on. So Chris is like, you know, fantastic in that way. He's powered it all up. So there's Alexa, and I can ask her, Alexa, what was the temperature in Fayetteville 3 days ago? Well, apparently she's on vacation, or that's totally stumped her. Anyway, normally she answers me. But there are my jewelry tools that I use like nonstop, constantly. These are ones that are extras, or, you know, like the crimping pliers I don't use every time I bead. The bell making pliers, you know, nylon jaw pliers, those kind of things. But these I use every time I bead. So, and then I've got a little box here with, these are little things that I can just put out and put separate beads in when I'm beading. I love these. I got these at the Dollar Tree. They come in a package of like 10 or 12. I use them here. I use them at work. I use them everywhere. And then all of my reading glasses. And I know I have 1,000 pairs right there, but that's only because I've just cleaned and they're all in one place. They get spread out. They get carried off. They get lost. So yeah, there they all are right now though. Mr. Owl has tall things. He has the remote to the TV, pens that are tall, my tripod for when I film, and things like that. So those all go in there. And then all those containers back there are lampwork glass. So I sort them by color in these little containers that come from the Dollar Tree. And this is the best way I've ever been able to find to store these. And it works really great. And they stack really well, and they just hold, you know, they have pretty big compartments that'll hold loose beads that aren't going to fit in anything else, or that are random and don't have a lot of mates or whatever, you know, they all fit in there. So then let's go above the work light. There's my jewelry cleaning cloth. It lays on top of there. Up here we have, this is a bead mat that I stick all of my leftover needles in when I'm done with the beading project. If they still have thread on them, I just stick them in this bead mat, keeps them all in one place. And then if I just have a very small thing, well, it won't go back up there. If I have a very small thing to bead or whatever, or I'm practicing, I can pull one of those off and use it, and so the thread doesn't really get wasted. It gets reused. There's all the Sharpies. And then down here we have, again, these acrylic containers from the Dollar Tree with different things like buttons, sea glass and shells, rings. And these are not rings that you wear, but they're like, you know, round components for jewelry making that are not open. They're not jump rings, they're just rings. More buttons, noodles, bottle caps, washers, and bezels, silver head pins, eye pins, and gold head pins, lucite flowers, tassels and large hole beads, filigree, and all these are pendants, or things that can be made into pendants down here. So for the things that are bulky and big like this, these aren't going to fit in any other little tiny containers. So these are from the Dollar Tree, these acrylic containers, and they're super great for storing that kind of stuff. Excuse me, I'm still fighting this cold. Okay, small beads, like sparkly beads. I know it sounds weird. They have to be small and they have to be sparkly to go in these containers. Don't ask me. It doesn't make any sense to anyone but me, but it does make sense to me. These came from the Dollar Tree also. They're in the tool section. I love them because you can flip them upside down and the beads aren't going anywhere. They don't go from, you know, compartment to compartment. They stay put. But I put all of my bicones, rondelles, little tiny, 6mm or under go in here of the sparkly beads. That's the only way I know to describe it. I have under 6mm beads in the other tower over there, but they're not sparkly. So I know it makes no sense. But anyway, 6mm or under crystals, fire polished, sparkly things go in all these, and of course they're labeled. This bag, I have so many of these. Shirley from Budget Bead Box, she saw my my bargain bead box review of where I'd ordered these little crystal, or these little bicones from them, and how horrible quality they were, and she sent me like 50 strands of them. So they won't fit in one of these. They're in this little baggie, but I thought that was funny. This right here is all my stray stuff. So stuff that needs taken apart, or just pieces of stuff that a lot of it's beads I picked up off the floor when I vacuumed. I always go through my carpet, like almost with a fine-tooth comb when I'm vacuuming, and pick stuff up because stuff gets down in there. And so that is stuff that needs put away, basically. Put away or taken apart. And I need to deal with that because it's been several weeks. I usually, every couple of weeks, clean it all out and start fresh. So it's, you know, not building up and building up. Here I have gold and copper and any other color, and here I have silver chain. Now these are pieces. This is not like whole chains. This is just pieces of chain like that, you know, I've used in something else. It's just a little bit. I can use it in something small project, you know, little pieces of chain. So they all go in that. Okay. That shelf up there just has some decorative stuff. This thing has my bead bugs in it, like, and clips for when I'm doing multi-strand stuff. I use these clips and these bead bugs and all that to hold the beads on my strands. And that's just some decorative stuff up there. There is your E6000. This is how I use my E6000. I have toothpicks, the E6000 itself, my little picker upper tool that picks up small items, a piece of a toothpick and a piece of polymer clay that will also pick up small items, and the old glue that's still got a little in the bottle. And this is what I just lay it on a old baggie or something, so when it leaks out, it leaks on that and not on my bead mat. So I keep all that in this little tray from the Dollar Tree, and that is my E6000 tray. And that just sits right there. And then I have in this next container, these came with lipsticks in them. These containers did. It's Hard Candy Metallic Mousse lipstick if you would like to have the container. And these are beading needles, and these are straight pins. I just keep them in there because they're handy. My friend Heidi Blankenship makes beautiful, beautiful polymer clay beads. I mean, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how she does it, and I can't get this open right now. But these are beads that she sent me. Oh my gosh, look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? She makes these, people makes them. I don't even understand how. I love them though. They're so pretty. And so I keep them right there in that special little container. This stuff up here, whoops, sorry. This is called Metallic Luster by Deco Art. Shirley sent me this gold one from Budget Bead Box, and then this one I went and bought from A.C. Moore. This is great for coloring metal or seashells, stuff like that, and so I keep them right there. Whoops. So that's that shelf. Up on top of it is the clock. And then here we have ear wires and clasps, and I need to put something here, but I haven't decided what yet. Probably just another box of things that I like to have a hands reach. This right here is a big thing of Lamport glass beads that I have paired up, like pairs of. Each one has a mate in here, like here. And I'm going to make earrings out of all of this. So what I've done is gone through my Lamport glass stuff, separated out matching pairs, and put them in this tray, and I'm going to make earrings out of them, but I haven't done it yet. But they're waiting. Jump rings and split rings over here. These are all silver metal beads and gold and copper metal beads. Those are charms up there. And I would like to get all my charms in another one of these big containers, but I haven't done it yet. They're still in the little ones. And then over here we have some colored jump rings, and these are some packaged jewelry kits that usually I just take parts out of and use, but I haven't done anything with them yet. So that's the shelf that sits in front of me when I bead. So when I'm sitting here, there it is. It sits right in front of me. I can reach everything. Down here, I have a hook, and I keep my earbuds hanging here, my measuring tape. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And this little bag, like if I'm going on a day trip, if we go to the beach or something, I'll throw some beading stuff in there and take it with me so I can do it while we're driving. There's a lamp with the phone charger on it, which is totally necessary. These are some drawers that I just keep various things in. That's some petroleum jelly for my elbow as it gets rough. These are just, you know, just cards. Here's some of my business cards that need to go in my purse downstairs. Just, you know, white out, stuff like that. A stapler, all that kind of stuff's in there. This one has more of the same. This is my magnifying thing that I can wear when I'm beading if I can't see really bad. Some days are worse than others with my eyes. I don't know why. But this is just that kind of stuff in there. And then down here, I have an extra power strip and a bunch of paper stuff, like notebooks and note cards and just stuff that wouldn't fit in any other drawer. And some of Sadie's treats are hidden down in there. She gets a treat sometimes when she's in here. Okay. Then we have the glue gun, glue sticks, business cards. We've got a picture of Chris and Grandma and pictures of my boys and me and Chris all up the wall here. And then on this up there, there's pictures of us and the dog and just everybody I like to see. This, what I have laid out right here, is jewelry that I was letting dry. It's jewelry that I've made from seashells. And I'm actually going to do a tutorial on making jewelry from seashells, but This all is not normally here. I just needed to let it dry. It had a lot of like wet glue and stuff. So there's Chris and Grandma, and there is the spider spray. And let me tell you, I use the spider spray. It is there, and if one gets around me, it's going to get sprayed. So that's my secret weapon. Down here we have just some, these are just some acrylic hearts, and I don't use this stuff, and some acrylic flowers. I mean, I may one day, but I don't now. But there's alcohol inks, patinas, puffy paint, and other paint stuff, and paper clips, and plaster of Paris. That's all just there. Wow, my throat. I don't know if you can see, but on the side of that container, or that shelf back there, is washi tape and other tape. I don't hardly ever use washi tape, but it's back there. This is the air conditioner because it gets freaking hot here. It has been like 104, and there was a heat advisory day before yesterday because they said it felt more like 108, which I totally agree with. It did. There's Sadie's bed. She lays down there and looks out the window at, let me see if I can get one, the squirrels. Whoops. There's one. Aren't they cute? We have tons of squirrels here. There's another one. I mean, like, gosh, I don't even know how many squirrels. We have thousands of squirrels, and I love to watch them, and Sadie does too. She lays here. There's another one right down there on the, whoops. If you can see right there, he's getting ready to get on that bird feeder. There's another one. Oh, and there's the birds. Yep. So anyway, Sadie lays there and looks out the window. Then I got my shelf over here, and everything is labeled. Up top there in the gray basket is stuff I use for picture taking with my jewelry. That middle container has all of my earrings that are labeled and uploaded onto the website. So tons of earrings in here. I mean, this whole bucket is full of them. They're all carded and labeled and uploaded. And then over there is polymer clay stuff in that brown basket. These are just flowers that I have in a vase that I will use on a fall wreath probably, or something. They're just there. Here we have bead soup. All of my bead soup is in here, separated into colors. So when I get ready to do something with just a bunch of jumbled beads, there's bead soup. This is acrylic paint and brushes, labeling supplies. So this has my label maker, my papers that I use for my cards, for my jewelry, all that kind of stuff in there. Scrapbook embellishments, paper. Back there is shipping supplies. Tape, Mod Podge, and glues. Metal stamping. And this is wire cordings, stringing, tiger tail, stuff like that. Down here we have punches and stamps in the sparkly one. We have the vacation fund building up. Not very far, it's not. Feathers, pigments, and resin inclusions, glitters, and sequins all in there. Back in here, this is a portable beading thing that you can take with you that is totally awesome. I love it. So that's there. Whoops, sorry for the finger. Down here we have resin molds and resin supplies, and then these right here are my Jesse James beads that came together like in packages, and my bargain bead box subscriptions. I just put them all in a section of one of these containers, so I have everything together, and I can just pull that out and make something with all coordinating stuff. So that's how I do like the Jesse James beading packages that I hauled, that I got all those packages of, and my bargain bead box subscriptions. Okay. Then this right here, let me step back. That's my beading tower. It is 2 of the 10 drawer rolling carts from Michaels. I get them when they put them on sale. They'll put them on sale for 50% off. No, they put them on sale for $30 every now and then. And you can get them. They're normally $70. I would not pay $70 for one of those. That's crazy. But $30, yes, that's not bad. And what I did is I put one together and put the wheels on him. And then I put the other one on top. stacked them like that. I didn't put the wheels on the second one, and I zip tied them together. Then I zip tied them to the shelf, so they're not going anywhere. It's sturdy. But in these, this is the way I do this. So I know this looks like a jumbled mess. Each drawer is labeled with a color, purple. So you open this up. It's got all the purple beads in it that are not small, tiny sparklies, and not Lamport glass. So everything else is in here in these Dollar Tree containers. And they have these tall Dollar Tree containers or the little shorter version for smaller amounts. But this is how I keep all of my stuff. And I have started trying to label things because I didn't do that before. But like this, violet table cut oval faceted glass. So I kind of know, and this one's in a baggie because I just haven't gotten around to putting it in the thing yet. But that's how that I do all of my beads. I color code them. Like these are all dark blue. Red is all in here. And then inside there, they're in containers too. So yeah, that's how I do all of the just regular beads. And it works for me. I mean, I know it doesn't sound like it would, but it does. It's the perfect system. Then hanging here on the wall, I have these geode hooks I got from the Dollar Tree. Silver chain, gold chain, copper, antique, gold, whatever on the bottom. So that is how I do my chain, except for just the teeny tiny pieces, and they are in those. So I know, it's crazy. And then we have the closet, and in the closet, it's kind of messy, but I just have random, like this stuff. This is all children's jewelry, bubblegum necklaces, bead necklaces that need to be uploaded to the website. All this has to have pictures taken of it and get uploaded. I haven't had a chance to do it, so it's sitting there. Up there is just random crafting supplies. Tons of random crafting supplies. And then this drawer, I keep all of my seashells and excuse me. I use the blades from these fishing lures on jewelry, but seashells and stuff are in here. Then the next one down is like hardware and contact paper. And then the next one down is jewelry that needs finished, like, I don't know, this is pieces of resin stuff that I've done. This will be a keychain if I ever get around to making it one. So that's all in there. Bottom two are pictures. That's storage stuff, like storage containers, storage boxes, just all storage stuff hanging there. And then those are just some random totes. So that's the closet. So that is my craft room. And I had somebody asking me how I price my items, my stuff that I put up on the website, and I don't really have like a great organizational way to keep things to where I know like the price of everything and how to figure it up. What I do know is that it seems like when you use the formulas that they say to use, which is to take your items, add up the prices, take your time and figure that in, divide it or multiply it all by like 3, I think it is. And then when I do that, no one wants to pay that price for my jewelry. I mean, it turns out to be super expensive. But a lot of what I do, I keep a list. Like if I go to Michael's and I buy a package of jump rings, I write that down. Jump rings, 100 quantity, $4.99. And then when I'm making something, I can look back at that list and just kind of figure, what do I have in this item? A lot of stuff is given to me, or just random stuff I've got from places I don't have prices for, or random stuff that like somebody gave me a bunch of old jewelry that just to take apart and use. So that kind of stuff, there's no way really to know. And so what I do is I create something, and I look at this and I say, okay, what would I pay for these? They have Swarovski crystals on them. They're ostrich feather, which is a little expensive. I've got $12 on these earrings. So, You know, I don't know if that is a lot or not. I see other people come into craft shows with stuff priced really, really high. And I see people come in with paparazzi, which is $5 a piece. So, you know, these are marked 14 because they have some pretty big findings on them. And I don't know. You know, the pricing is tricky, in my opinion. It really is. But just, I try to look at something and say, okay, you know, what would I pay for that pair of earrings? $6. And probably there's more than $6 worth of supplies in there, especially if you figure in my time. But nobody wants to pay the prices that this stuff is really worth. And you know, if you make jewelry, that people don't understand how expensive things can be. You know, this pair of earrings has bead caps, it has Swarovski bicones, and I've got $9 on it. So I just don't know. The pricing is tricky. I have a really hard time with it. I just try to look at things sometimes and say, okay, what would I pay for that? These, you know, got quite a few rondelles on there, jump rings, the findings. I've got $9 on them. So I don't know. That to me, if you have a better system, you let me know. I try to be fair. I don't want to price things like super high, but yet I do want to get out of them at least what I have in them. And I don't know that I do. But as far as my storage system and my craft room, I don't really, you know, store things. You know, somebody was asking me, you know, how do you label things? How do you know, like, how to price things, you know, with your storage? And I understand the question, but I really don't. I just, you know, I try to go by that list of my findings of what I've paid for them, and then try to just be fair. $8 on these. So I don't know. You guys tell me if you have a better idea. I would love to hear it. I know that the formulas that they say online, the whole, you know, your time plus your supplies multiplied by 3 or whatever, that does not sell my jewelry. I don't know. Maybe it sells other people's jewelry, but it doesn't sell mine. So it's just too expensive. So anyway, this is my craft room. It's my little haven, and I gotta say, I love it here. I love this room, and there's the TV. I didn't mention that, but Chris hung the TV up there, and I can actually put my videos from YouTube up there and watch things, or, you know, just whatever while I'm beading. So this is the craft room. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it answered some of the questions, you know, for storage and pricing and stuff. And like the channel, subscribe. I really enjoy your comments, so comment below. And we've got